In the modern world, everything fights for your attention. And you're there, in the middle of the battlefield, weaponless, being one and only target. The victor is one, and it is short-form content. One click away, always available, always fresh, always rewarding. It is now a habit, not choice, to scroll when you're bored. So recently I visited a beautiful city of London, and while I was there traveling by tube, everyone was there on their phones. Some people even had their earphones, but everyone was scrolling something on their phone. No matter if it was some news or social media, only, a few gentlemen were proudly reading books or newspapers. Same goes for my school. When there's break, people aren't socializing, aren't resting between the classes. They're just there sitting on their phones, scrolling like TikTok without even audio because they are too lazy to, get their earphones on. So they are just there scrolling because they do not want to feel bored, right? The truth is that they, and overall we, the society, we cannot be bored anymore. We cannot be bored. It is something that we have lost, the ability to be bored. So the internet says that average person my age, so 18 years old, spends 7.5 hours screen time a day. It's ridiculous as you think of it, 7.5 hours. So at school I was taught about one concept when it comes to work thing that someone just invented 100 years ago, which was 8-8-8 split. It meant that everyone should kind of reserve 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, and 8 hours for free time. Assuming that people get this 8-hour sleep and work for or go to school for those 8 hours, the rest 8 hours that was left for the free time is spent on their phones. So basically every day is the same, right? Sleep for 8 hours. I know people aren't sleeping 8 hours but sitting on their phones instead, but let's just say sleeping for 8 hours, working for 8 hours, and then scrolling for 8 hours, and then repeating everything again and again. And it's crazy. You heard it probably, but let's do some little math. How much time do you spend per year when you are, on your screen for 7.5 hours a day? So 7.5 hours over a year, so times 365, it's 2,737.5 hours a year, which is 114 days. This is 31% of the days, including sleeping. So I'm not even, excluding the sleeping time from it. It means that for your entire life in this year, for 31% of your all time, you just die on your phone, which is ridiculous again. It's not only about time though, it's about the quality of content you consume, because most people consume so-called short-form content. And why is it bad? It's obvious. It messes up your focus because you cannot focus on anything for longer than 1 minute. It hooks you, so you can't stop. You can't stop scrolling because the novelty is abnormal. Also makes you less motivated because the dopamine thing, right? It worsens your sleep because you're, doing some scrolling in bed and consuming some blue light in your eyes, so it messes your sleep entirely. And another thing is it messes up your social life because you're there in your school, for example, or at the bus, and you're not socializing with people. You're not holding eye contact even with people. You're just there on your phone, not socializing, even though you're in completely social setting, right? So what you can do, because I'm just talking about how the consuming content is bad, but what you can do in order to improve something in your life. So I have some plan that I came up with, and this is basically based on my experience of quitting uncontrolled scrolling, because my screen time now is 2 hours, and most of it I spend on Spotify, Google, messages up, because I believe texting with people isn't that bad. I mean, it's just scrolling on social media and short form content like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels is all the same. So first step is realizing that the most of short form content scrolling is mindless scrolling. So try to reduce it, the mindless scrolling, for intended consumption. So for example, just search for YouTube video and watch it, and not scroll until you find something that is interesting that you never wouldn't think about in the first place. So no for randomized TikToks, yes for searched YouTube videos, for example. Second step is to limit short form content for longer form content. So you can consume for those 7 hours if you want, but instead of, doing hyperactivity thing like watching 30-second videos without audio or anything, or with stimulated audio, just switch for YouTube videos like 5 to 10 minute ones, and the situation will already be better. So the third step is to gradually reduce screen time. You don't want to do it like rapidly, because it's just like at the gym. You just have to progressively unload it this time. So, just aim for 30 minutes less each week until you are satisfied with the result. So try to maybe substitute the scrolling, the social media with valuable, like good consuming volumes. For example, books, podcasts, some movies even, but not binge watch them, please. And stuff like that, go to theater even. That's how I reduce my screen time. It's not that hard, to be honest. You realize that the life is waiting here for you, and you just have to, give it a shot. And you just have to give it a shot and not only sit and scroll. So maybe tell your family and tell your friends about this if you want them to join you. I'm not talking about self-improvement, because we all know that trying to get your friends on self-improvement with you is really kind of impossible thing. But reducing the screen time for spending time with you, or even with the family, it would be really cool to have, more mindful, kind of awakened friends that aren't like hypnotized in the phones all day scrolling. It's like crazy, bro. So try to spread the message. Let us spread the message of not sitting on our phones 24/7. So I found this pyramid on the internet. So it basically kind of illustrates what I've been talking about in this video. So consumption itself isn't bad, because consumption is how we learn things. We have to consume in order to learn something. The thing is that we shouldn't overdo it, and we shouldn't mindlessly consume things that coming to us instead of us looking out, reaching out for them. Thank you for watching this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll connect. Let me know if your screen time is high or low, or what do you think about this. We'll connect. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate you being here. Subscribe to this channel if you found some value, and see you in the next one. See you.